has to flip to augment your possibility is your inclination to repeat a pattern. To come into Uttanasana with that same forward bend, or to treat every day with that same mentality, and not just create the space between the stimulus and the response to decide, is this what I want to do? Is this the behavior? Is this the thought? Is this the action? The perception and action. Back to that avidya. What's my problem? Probably rooted in pattern. A pattern of ego, a pattern of fear, a pattern of attachment, a pattern of aversion. So we can apply that very tangibly to the mat. What is our capacity for potential? So finding a range of possibilities in movement and in breath today. Let's just close our eyes and come into a nice seat. And we're going to take our hands right into the heart space and set an intention. Maybe bringing that awareness of the theme of the class into the intention. Don't be wedded, yoked to expectations that limit our potential, that limit the possibilities. Once you feel you've set this intention, we're going to come down right off of the block and we're going to come onto our backs, creating that shape that looks like we're coming into Setu. We're going to take the block and rest it onto our bellies. And we're going to come back into that rolling breath. Now, what we may not know about this rolling breath that we've already done is that it's also the lung expanding breath. So just like we're trying to expand our possibilities and our potential, a lot of that might start with expanding our breath. Maybe it's simply our awareness of breath. Maybe it's the physical capacity in our lungs. So we're going to place this block onto the belly. The block is optional, but it's a nice visual. It's a concrete representation of your breath. You can take your legs however you feel most comfortable. Most people find it nice with the feet on the floor. And we're going to come into some rolling breath, remembering it's a 3-part breath. When we inhale, belly comes high. Then the ribs widen, and then the clavicles, the collarbones just rise up. And then the belly lowers, the ribs sort of squeeze together, and the clavicles relax. Let's just start bringing awareness into the belly. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, lowering down. Again, inhale, rising up. Exhale, lowering down. One more time here, just isolating the breath and the awareness to the belly and releasing. Let's take it into the ribs now. So inhale, belly up, ribs wide. Belly up, ribs wide. Belly up, ribs wide. Coming into that third layer, maybe it's hard to lift and bring the breath all the way to the collarbones. It was for me. So at that point, I start to exhale. So let's inhale, belly up. Ribs are wide, collarbones lifted. Soften at the belly, squeeze the ribs, relax the chest. Again, 2 more times. Up with the belly, out with the ribs, lifting with the sternum clavicles, sinking with the belly, squeezing with the ribs, relaxing with the chest. Last time. Up, wide, lifted, sunken, squeezing, relaxing. Let's come into a breath, employing all of them and just keep it rolling. Your own breath. So start to come into your own pace. I'm not going to cue your inhales and exhales. Finding that your breath is meeting the saturation point, the capacity of your lungs. Inhaling, bellies wide and up, ribs wide, clavicles up. And letting it fall. Let's try to take about 8 breaths just like this. When you've taken your 8 breaths, just remove your block from your belly so I know you're ready to move on. But now we're going to continue to maintain breath awareness and start to employ that Ujjayi breath. So find the body less involved in the breath and bring the awareness, the activity into the throat space. When you've removed the block, go ahead and take your knees into your chest. Maybe finding just the knees there, maybe finding the hands and squeezing, whatever feels right. And just coming into little rocks, rolls, hugs. Beginning to work the 6 actions of the spine here in subtle ways. Find the hands, both hands onto that right knee and let that left leg relax and lengthen to the floor. Keeping the right knee into the chest. We're going to turn our head to the right shoulder. And then just lift the head a little bit, continuing to look to the right and lay your head down so you get a little deeper turn of your head. Find the right arm extended out towards the shoulder, or away from the shoulder, I should say. And then take that left hand and just drape the knee across the left side of the body, trying to get there slow, trying to keep that right shoulder onto the floor. Coming into really mild actions of the spine. We've had a little bit of movement today, both personally and led. So coming into a deeper twist maybe than normal, but that's okay. And we'll just come back in through the chest. Bring the head neutral, bring the knee there. Switch it up. Drop that right leg long and low to the earth. Turn the head to the left shoulder, extend the left arm from the left shoulder. Maybe lifting the head and finding a little deeper turn. And when you're ready on your next exhale, please bring that knee across center line, nice and slow. Trying to maintain that left shoulder onto the earth. Turn the head center, bring the knee neutral, doing one at a time, unraveling out of it nice and safe. Take that right knee back in and see if you can just rock yourself up into a seat. Once you arrive here, bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And just push back so you can come into Dandasana. Extend the feet out. Find the hands at the hips. Find the arms straight, shoulders down and back. Arriving into neutral spine. Feel the back of the knees flexing into the earth. Find the tops of the toes reaching up towards the ceiling. Let's take our hands at the heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Lead with the heart, arriving into this nice forward fold. Let your head hang, bring your gaze towards your knees or maybe into the navel. Find the shoulders moving away from your ears and the shoulder blades expanding in the back, separating. Take your 2 peace fingers, let's hook them at the big toes on either foot. And as we inhale, draw forward with the sternum, forward with the crown, back with the shoulders. Exhale, draw the elbows out. Keep the pinky sides of the toes flexing and fold down. Inhale, rise up. Again, keep even, a quadriceps engagement of the foot. Rise up, shoulders active. Exhale, fold forward, soften at your navel. And last time, inhale, activate the belly, squeeze the ribs, lift through the sternum and the crown and engage your shoulders. And then exhale, pull the elbows out, relax the abdominals and look towards the knee or the navel. Good, on the next inhale, rise the body up. Just take the hands behind the hip space, fingers facing forward, coming either with the straight legs or arriving with the feet. We're going to have options of reverse plank or reverse table. Either option, we want to feel the feet coming to the floor, and either option, we want to feel the thighs squeezing into one another. So find the elbows bending, hands pressing into the earth as we inhale, sternum is lifting. As we exhale, lift up through the pelvis, again squeezing through the knees, rooting through the feet, pushing up through the heart. Holding here. Really pushing up through the shoulder space, and on the next exhale, softening the hips, coming down, drawing the arms up, and exhale, forward fold. As soon as we get here, let's rise up, draw the body up, plant the hands, inhaling into the hands and exhaling up into the hips, taking the same. Opening up through the heart space. Remember the foundation of the hands, so important. Exhale, bring the bum down. Inhale, rise up, find some mobility, some possibility in the range of motion as you fold forward, in the depth of that motion. And next inhale, roll it back up, plant the hands and press into them, and exhale, lift up with the pelvis. Opening the heart to the possibilities. Let's exhale, come back down into Dandasana and draw the feet into Baddha Konasana. Heels are into the heart space, knees are soft but wide. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders are away from the ears, sternum is free. Let's take the hands onto the fingertips. Keep the fingers nice and active, creating strength in our foundation, and walk the body forward. If we don't go too low, that's okay. Press back into the hands, press back into the shoulders, draw the heart into the back of the body. Maintain Mula Bandha engagement here, maintain Uddiyana. Belly is in, ribs are squeezed. Let's come back up, rising up into a seat. Draw the knees in. Hands at the heart, inhale, exhale, come into Navasana. We've got options, okay? So find what suits you for today. Find stillness here. Navel in, ribs are squeezed, shoulders down and back. Let's take one more nice breath here. Exhale, cross, plant the hands, try to lift, maybe just energetically. Maybe we lift and tilt shoulders towards the mat. Good, come back, plant it into Navasana. Take a few breaths. Let's work a little fast twitch engagement. Inhale up through the heart. Exhale, bend into fetal. Inhale up into the heart. Exhale into fetal. Let's take one more. Inhale. Exhale, cross and lift. Good, come back into Navasana. Toes away, shoulders away. Toes together, shoulders together. And away. And together, and away, together, hold, squeeze up and in, and relax. Let's take the feet to the earth. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and take the head to the knees. Beautiful. Let's cross the legs, roll up onto all fours. Tuck the toes and begin to rock back like we did earlier. Bringing the bum back, maybe lifting the knees. Just a few times until we arrive into dog, shifting the weight, playing with the weight, coming into our downward facing dog. Taking one more breath to arrive here. Finding those roots to shoot. So hands and feet nice and rooted. Feel the back of the legs long. Okay, we're going to inhale, rise high to the tips of the toes, and exhale, walk or jump to the front of the mat. As you arrive, lengthen on your inhale, and as you exhale, soften, maybe parting the heels here, so you come into that pigeon-toed stance right here. And then inhale, be mindful of your neighbor, coming up with your arms. And exhale into the heart space. Excellent. Okay. We're going to come into some sun A's. Let's inhale. Sorry, just salutes. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, folding down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening, activating the back. And exhale, full fold. Inhale, rising up. My apologies if I was unclear. We're just taking the salute. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, shoulders away from the ears, crown forward. Exhale, soften, hips forward. Inhale, rising up. Let's take one more. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Let's flow right into our Suryas. Exhale, Uttanasana. And inhale, lengthen it up. Activate the belly. Exhale, plant the hands coming into Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, chin. Rising up, draw the hips forward, shoulders come back. Rising up into downward facing dog. Let's bring a little more awareness on our next upward dog, that we're really trying to pull the hips forward and we're grounding through those 4 points of contact. That gives us a little lift to maneuver that movement. Upward facing dog, for those of you who have tight hips, is going to be a good pose. Okay? We're going to come high to the tops of our toes. We're going to put our weight into our hands, and when we're ready, we're going to bring the body forward. Walking or jumping. Inhale, lengthening when you arrive here. Exhale, full fold. Look at your navel. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening, Udita. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, rising up, Urdhva Mukha, 4 points, hips forward. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Find some length through the back of the legs. Inhale, rising high to the tips of the toes. Keep the contact with the hands. Exhale, bring the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, soften the belly. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, Uttanasana. One more time. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, rising up, hips forward. Exhale, flipping through the feet, downward facing dog. Navel in, ribs are squeezed. Next inhale, rise high to the tips of the toes. Keep the hips back. Exhale, bring the body forward. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, parting the heels here. And inhale, rising up. Exhale, folding down. Tadasana. Opening up Samastiti. We're going to come into 2Bs. Okay, so sometimes we find a little width with the feet is helpful for both chair and for that tracking, now that we've talked about it, in our warriors, right? So here we are. Samastiti, inhale, swoop it up, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening Udita, power through the hands. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Soften with the right hip, step the foot forward, rising up, warrior one. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, Chaturanga. Rise it up. Exhale, into downward facing dog. Soften the hip, step the foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, folding down, stepping it back, Chaturanga. And up, and back into dog. I'm not sure how much faster you want those to get, my dear. Keep your hips high and back. And find again what we call this restoration. Downward facing dog is a restorative pose. Find that slight. Yeah, you got it. Lengthen through the elbows. Next inhale, rise high to the tips of the toes. Keep the weight into the hands, bring the body there. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, softening. Root through the heels, coming into Uttanasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Otra vez. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, returning to dog. Step with the right leg. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Step back. Bring it up. Take it to dog. Soften through the left side. Step it forward. Inhale, rising up. Keep your hips square. Exhale, frame and step back. Inhale up and exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rise high to the tips of the toes. Exhale, bring the body forward. Lengthen upon arrival. Soften with your exhale. And rise up through Uttanasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good, let's just take a breath. Let the heat come out of the hands. We're going to come back into the framework of an A, remembering, do what suits you. We can take knees, chest, chin. Great for opening the heart. We can also just step directly back to downward facing dog, okay? We're going to come into a little ladder vinyasa, working through foundational standing poses. Finding the toes together, the heels apart. Draw the knees up towards the hips. Find the pelvis facing forward. Bring the hands into the heart space. Navel in, ribs are squeezed, and shoulders are down and back. As we inhale, root through the heels, rise through the heart, keep the shoulders down and away. As we exhale, spill forward with the pelvis. Let the heart lead. Keep, again, the shoulders away from the ears. Arrive into a forward fold, looking at your navel. Inhale, lengthen. Find the head rising up, crown towards the horizon. And as we exhale, either step back into dog or take another chaturanga. Inhale, rising up here. And exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. Let's take our right leg, lift it up and away, kicking it up, dropping the toe just lightly to the mat, and then kicking it up again 4 more times. So we've got 5 kicks with that right leg. And then we're going to come in and take 5 kicks to the left side. Just toe tapping, bringing the toe all the way down just to lift back up. Coming back into downward facing dog, we're going to inhale, rise up. Exhale, walk or jump forward. Lengthen upon arrival. Soften as we exhale. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, folding right back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, taking an option we need. Inhale, pushing up, hips forward, foundational strength through the hands and the feet. Exhale, into downward facing dog. Up and away 5 times. And on the 6th one, rise it up and hold. Find some equatomy into the hips. 3-legged dog is not open. Square the hips, internal rotation of the femur. Don't worry about height. Worry about alignment. Drop that foot down, arrive in downward facing dog. Take it to the other side. 5 kicks, kick it up for a 6th one, arriving in 3-legged. The core should respond to that change. On the 6th one, square it, hold it off, and internally rotate the femur. Drop it down. Inhale, rise high to the toes. Exhale, power through the hands, bring the feet there. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, softening. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, folding back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, or an option. Rising up with the breath. Exhaling into dog. Up and away 5 times. Holding on the 6, finding the stability. Bring the knee into the chest. Step that right foot just right of center line. Drop the left knee down. Take a low lunge. Let the body sink forward. Navel's in, but hips are relaxed. Good. Just begin to walk this right foot out to the side of the mat. Let the hips hang heavy again. Okay, we're going to keep that foot nice and grounded, and we're going to just bring ourselves to the forearm if it feels in our practice. Another option could be to stay onto the palms and maybe tuck the toe and lift the knee, or to take both options, a lifted knee and the forearm stance. Finding again the range of possibility here with opening the hip, lengthening that left hip flexor. On the next breath, come back to the palms, tuck the toe and lift the knee if you're not already there. Kick it back into three-legged downward facing dog, only to bring it back into downward facing dog. Let's kick it up and away 5 times, left leg. Holding on the 6, internal rotation of the femur. Bend the knee, bring it center. Drop the foot, arriving in low lunge. Find the navel in and the hips relaxed. Start to walk that foot out to the outside of the hand. Treating this side with a whole new set of possibilities. No expectations. Maybe coming onto the toe and lifting the knee. Maybe keeping the knee down and coming to the forearms, or maybe using both options. Everyone, no matter what the option, is looking towards their navel, and we're squeezing that left knee into center line. Okay, we're going to come up, place the hands, and step back into that three-legged dog, only enough to bring it down to downward facing dog. Let's take a nice breath here, 4 points of contact. Inhale, rise up to the tips of the toes. Exhale, walk or jump, another option to save your energy, to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale, releasing. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, full right back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening, Udita. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, or an option of your choice. Incredible. Rising up and returning to dog. So we're going to just move now one quick kick. One kick up, bring it down, one kick to hold. Knee to the chest, step it, come into the lunge. Feel the lunge, find the lunge. Find again that internal or front-facing flexor alignment. Now start to move that foot out to the side. Taking the option that you might need here, tucking and lifting, lowering onto the forearms, or doing both. Coming back gently onto the palms of the hands and tucking that toe, lifting the back knee, and finding the weight into the palms. Engage the Mula Bandha, engage the Uddiyana, and on your next exhale, switch your feet. Okay, we want to stop where we started and kick back, three-legged dog. Possibilities, let's have fun. Got to be open to take risk, take leaps. Let's come into downward facing dog again. Okay, we've changed it up. We're just kicking one time because we're jumping. Now we're kicking and holding. Internal rotation. Don't step it forward too much. Align those hips. Draw the navel in. Come into low lunge. Yes, indeed. Let that low lunge happen. Sink the hips forward. Engage the navel still, or the abdominals, and start to walk that left foot out. Find the option you want here with the leg, the option you want with the hands. The drishti, the gaze, is at the navel for all of us. Come back onto the palms. Tuck the toe, lift the knee if it isn't there already. Press into the hands. Keep the shoulders not back. Shoulders got to be right on top of those palms, maybe even a little forward. Engage the bandhas on the next exhale. Find the jump. Good. Have some fun. You ask kids to jump, they don't second guess it. You ask adults, apparently they can't have both feet move the ground at the same time. Let's step it back, three-legged. Come into dog. Look at your navel. Take a nice breath. Inhale, rise high to the tips of the toes. Bend the knees, power through the hands, and bring it to the front of the mat. Let's lengthen here. And soften. And rise up. Okay, we're slowing down the ladder. All right, we're going to fold forward, Uttanasana. We're going to inhale, lengthen. We're going to exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, or an option. Very nice. Rising up, hips forward. Exhale, grounding through, rising into dog. Kick it up one time. Kick it up 2 time, hold. Bend it forward, arrive in lunge. Feel the lunge, walk it to gecko, open up that foot. Find what you need here. Foot and arm engagement. Everyone looking at the belly. Squeeze the knee lightly into the side of the shoulder. Come back to the palms, tuck the toe, lift the knee if you're not already there. Engage your bandhas, exhale, lizard jump. Nice. Yes. End up where you started. And kick it back, three-legged dog. Bring it back to dog. Let's take it other side, kick it up just once, fast and down. Arrive in the second time, square the hips, bend the knee, come into lunge. Feel the lunge. Beautiful, let the hips go. Walk it out. Find the arm placement. Find the foot placement, look towards the navel. Good, find the jumps. Lovely, kick it back three-legged, arrive in dog. From here, rise up to the tips of the toes, not going anywhere. Exhale, come to the knees and stand on them. Sounds harder than what it really is. Good, let's take our right arm, start swinging, finding that range of motion, possibility of movement. Be mindful of your neighbor, please. Find that arm rising up and over, and up and over, and up and over. Take it to the other side, left arm, finding a diagonal swing, range of movement, possibility just in the shoulder space. Later going to translate to the heart. Bring it up and over when you're ready. Up and over, and up and over. Let's take the hands either side of the body, turn the palms out, and find the hips coming forward, sternum rising up, shoulders coming back. As we inhale, draw the hips back and bring the arms up as though the palms are going to touch. Good. As we exhale, take that same motion. Hips forward, heart lifts. Let's just take one more. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Inhale, rise back. Exhale, plant the hands and come into child's pose. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So look, I'm walking on the tips of my fingers, opening up my spine and weighing my hips into the heels, which is compressing those hip flexors that have been at work. So it's like a little massage. Find the forehead onto the mat so you're getting that body integration through this pressure point. Creating body memory of the slow and the fast muscle twitch engagement. So in that ladder, we had slow movements and we had fast movements. So we're sort of fusing different structures of not just our muscle, but also our nerve endings. On our next inhale, let's rock back up into all fours. Let's tuck the toes, lift the knees, extend the hips, arriving back in downward facing dog. My suggestion is we don't jump to the front of the mat unless it just really feels like what you got to do. We're going to inhale, rise high to the tips of the toes, and maybe just starting to walk. Not even that really high tiptoe, just mellowing down, softening down from those vinyasas, coming to the front of the mat with the feet and taking the hands into opposite elbows. Finding some sway, finding some space, finding some possibility. Possibility of length, possibility of release into the back. Gently release those hands and come into that ragdoll rising. The hips become forward and the shoulders come back. Arms and head dangle. We're going to inhale, draw the arms up like cactus. Elbows are higher than the shoulders. We're going to draw our right knee up. And as we exhale, we're going to internally rotate that right knee, bend the left, and coil the leg around, coming in to that eagle position. Garuda Asana. We're going to slowly take our arms and cross them. Right goes under. Coil and lift the fingertips as you lower the shoulders. Find the body moving forward, exploring this range of motion, the possibility within this plane of motion, coming and bringing elbows to the knees. And as we rise up, only rising enough, this time we coil, uncoil that foot, lift it up into warrior three. Internal rotation of the femur. Gently with control, drop back into warrior one. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Forearms to the ceiling, let the head relax. Inhale, deepen the knee. Exhale, step forward, release the arms. Good. Okay, let's just take that again. Inhale, draw the arms up into that cactus. Draw the knee in towards the chest, and as we exhale, take it into that internal rotation, bend that supporting leg, coil it around. Begin to take the arms left under right. Find the fingertips lifting as the shoulders lower. Gently lowering elbows into the knees. Gently on the next inhale, rising up just enough to uncoil that leg and kick it back. Internal rotation now of that femur remains once it uncoils. Drop it back into that warrior one. Lift the forearms to the ceiling. Deepen the bend on your inhale. Exhale, uncoil, step forward, Samasthiti. Good. Let's just find the feet wide, about as wide as the mat. Toes out, heels in. Inhale, draw the arms back up into cactus, finding again capacity into the heart space. Some opening through the shoulders. And drop the pelvis, drop the tailbone down, coming into goddess. Keep that navel in, keep the ribs squeezed. And find the shoulders away from the ears, elbows out. I'm going to come out, not you. Find some space between your shoulder blades. Find a little deepening here into your bend. Find the knees towards the outside of the feet. pressing towards the pinky side. Good, and on the next inhale, rise up. Let's reach up and exhale, bend down, or let the hands come down, clasp the hands. Reach up through the heart, lower through the fist. Pivot the heels back. Extend. Extend. Tilt through the pelvis, extend through the heart. Come into a forward fold. Once you've come into the depth of your fold, the depth of your bend, then start to bring the arms, the fist towards the earth. Keep your palms together. Might lessen your flexibility, that's okay. We're going for strength, right? On the next inhale, let the fist lead, drawing up the body. Maintain awareness in the abdominals and the ribs are square. Squeezed, relax the hands. Jet those heels back in. Maybe the toes in a little more, maybe the heels in a little bit more. Take the hands into the heart. As you inhale, rise up through the sternum. Find some space in those floating ribs, some space in the hip flexors. We've been working it, right? And then exhale, sink down there. If you have a bad knee, take it nice and easy. My knee just said, hi, are you paying attention to me? If you need a block, use it. Find the feet, find the feet pressing again towards that pinky side. Don't let the arches spill forward. Remembering there's a little bit of mirroring happening here. Your elbows are pushing into the knees. So the upper body is being opened by the elbows, pushing into the knees, which lightly releases the shoulders. And that pressure into the knees is opening the hips. Okay, and then just take a nice deep breath here. On your next exhale, take your left hand to the earth and extend as you inhale your right arm up, coming into a little twisted Malasana, exploring possibilities. Let's come back down, hand onto the earth. Let's take it to the other side as we inhale, reaching up. Good. Let's come back. And now let's just take that right arm, bring it behind us, and bring the bum to the ground. Okay? Yeah, we're staying here. You know, I don't like to get back up. We're done. And take the soles of the feet together, arriving back into that Baddha Konasana. Find the fingertips. Keep the hands active. Maybe we don't have a lot going on into the hips right now, or still that's okay. Feel it into the fingertips. Push back, draw the navel, draw the heart into the back side of the body. Excellent. Good, walk back. Walk back nice and easy. Extend your legs forward, coming into Dandasana. Hooking that right leg and extending it across. Drawing the knee into the chest, finding a quadomy, evenness into the sit bones. And from here, we're going to just anchor the foot into the pelvis. So we're coming into a seated Ardha Padmanasana, half lotus on the ground, and let the body fold forward here. Soften the abdominals. If they're hard, that heel's not going to feel so good into solid abs. Let the gaze come to the knee or to the navel. Feel that right hip releasing, that right knee anchoring to the ground. Let's gently walk the hands back up. Take that right hand behind the body. Take the left hand to the outside of that left knee. Now this is going to be harder if the knee's out to the side. If the knee is more wide than it is front facing, it might be hard to get the hand there. We're just coming into a twist. So just twisting to the right side of the body. Good. Finding one more breath here. Remembering the drishti in the eyes is even towards the corner of the sockets. Bring your head forward. Gently unravel shoulders, ribs, and waist. Take it to the other side, a little mild twist. Good. Now coming back. And we're going to switch it out. Come back into Dandasana. Shake it out. Hook the leg. Cross it over. Hug it in. Again, find a stretch and find some equatomy. Taking that foot, anchoring it into the pelvis, letting the knee relax. So find as much as you can. Your two knees want to be near each other. Okay? And then walk the body forward. Easier said than done, I know, both of the cues. Look towards your knee or your navel. Gently coming back. Taking that left hand, creating what we might say is a second spine, taking that right hand to the outside of the knee, coming into a twist. And gently coming into the other side. Coming back through center and seeing if we can arrive into full lotus. Maybe we have to switch which legs started. So lotus is the one posture that we don't take to either side. Let's take our, wherever we are, once we come into a seat, let's take our arms and cross them. So just notice which arm is on top and see if you can create that same pattern with the other arm on top. That's really hard. Yeah, so lotus is sort of the same thing. If you can't do lotus on one side, give it a try to the other. So what I mean is my right leg is on the very top of my left. That would be the other side. It's the only pose that we would never really ever cue to the other side. And that's why a lot of people think they can't do it, because they just try to take it from one side. So if you don't think you can do it, give it a go. See if you can try it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to be a correspondence.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's just showing you how we only take crossing our limbs one way. Just sort of one way that is most comfortable. I know. It might work in the benefit though, right? Maybe the sweat gets us in there or we bing out of it. Ideally the soles of the feet are up, because that's again why it's that Padma asana. They can be more onto the thighs, yeah. What happens is what we do from this pose is eventually we want to try to grab from behind the feet. So we do want the feet close. Does that make sense? So let's take the hands at the heart. Rise it up. Questions are okay, chit-chatting isn't. Exhale, open, and then turn the palms out and come into that secret prayer if we can manage that. Otherwise, hold the elbows. Find the elbows away, shoulders down, but just like I'm kind of overextending, draw the ribs in. Good. Now see if we can take our right arm and find that right foot. And then see if we can take that left arm, possibilities, and grab that left foot. And if we're not there, we're visualizing that we're just not there yet. Right? We're visualizing that we're going to get there. We're visualizing that space. And regardless of where we are, see if we can fold forward. And inhale, rise up. Let the hands release behind you. And see if you can come down onto your backs. Just exploring space. Now I do make a little adjustment with my feet. I widen my knees a little. That's more for just my ankles coming into my femur. Take the arms above the head and grab onto the elbows. See if we can find some ease here. See if without using our hands we can arrive into Baddha Konasana, which now feels quite dreamy, yeah? Butterfly, soles of the feet together. So taking the feet out and bringing the soles of the feet together, coming into that butterfly or that Baddha Konasana. You can use your hands if you need to. And once you're in this Baddha Konasana, drawing the knees towards the ceiling and extending the feet up or coming into shoulder stand if you want to from there. Exploring again ranges of possibility of movement. Maybe once the feet are up, you can also play around with coming into this lotus position. Maybe you take a half lotus. Maybe you take a whole lotus. Finding about 8 breaths in this finishing posture. When you come out, you have options. You can come to Halasana, you can come straight to Shavasana, you can take that fish pose, you can take a combo. You know where we're headed. 1,000 paths to the mountain. For Shavasana today, I'm going to come around and give a little light touch. I'm going to be using just a little bit of lavender. You know what to do. Find some movements. Soft and subtle at first. Again, exploring what we need. When you feel ready, find a roll onto the right side for now. And begin to push yourself up nice and easy into a seat. Finding the hands at the heart. Arriving into that neutral spine. Closing the eyes, maybe bowing the head. Coming back into that heart space and back into that intention. In this practice, in my own heart, I believe that this is where the capacity, the potential, the possibility rest. I believe our hearts to be the strongest and the softest places we will ever know. Allow a moment to just tap into that very center, that pink spot. Validate your work, validate your potential, and your capacity to grow that potential, to surpass that potential. As Roald Dahl says, only those that believe in magic will find it. In the practice, on the mat, off the mat, in the life. I truly do believe this work has the power and the potential to make this world a better place, and it is truly a dream come true to share it with you. Thank you guys so much. Namaste.